All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Stan Kramer with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to review the new Netflix movie Rebel Ridge. Action, not political. What else would you categorize it as? Because action number one for sure.
Definitely,
Action drama, I guess.
dealing with
Yeah.
corruption and things like that. So I thought that was highlighting corruption in small town.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. So yeah, we're gonna talk about this one. It's on Netflix. So if you haven't watched it, pause the video, go check out Netflix. Everyone has Netflix, right? Go watch it. It's a pretty quick watch, about like 2 hours. I think a little bit over 2 hours. Just came out at the beginning of the month, so it's fairly new. But you got a quick breakdown of what this one is, Brian, before we jump into our review.
Say a former Marine confronts corruption in a small town when local law enforcement unjustly seizes the bag of cash he needs to post bail for his cousin. Man, that's basically what happened. Goes to post bail and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right, so we'll start off with some of the things we liked. Brandman, what you like about it?
First of all, this is like a star-making role for Aaron Pierre. I thought he was really, really good in it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot of it was just him just getting to perform, even like some of the, and he showed a lot of range from a lot of his kind of smaller, kind of more quiet moments to, when he's having back and forth with the likes of Don Johnson or AnnaSphia Robb. And then like a lot of the action moments too. Obviously, he showed a lot, and I think a lot of doors are going to open for him moving forward. This also really, I think it was another good entry in the writer director Jeffrey Saulnier's kind of portfolio. He's done this. He did Blue Ruin. He did Green Room, which are another two that I really liked, which kind of had like a similar kind of smaller rural contained vibe. So I really liked that. I liked that it had a lot of kind of smaller kind of character moments. Like I thought it balanced out the drama and the action. And if you've seen this guy's other movies, that's his
MO.
That's more or less his MO. Yeah.
Okay.
So those were the things I liked about it the most, and pretty good, kind of social political commentary as well in there.
Okay. What about you, Brian? What you like about
it? See, I went in with not the greatest idea of the movie. I thought that it was going to be pretty bad because John Boyega dropped out like in the middle of filming. He just left. Said, "I'm out. I'm not doing this." And
really, in the middle of filming, damn,
yes,
I didn't know that.
They started filming, and he middle of shooting, John Boyega left.
Wow.
So I thought that this was going to end up being a bad movie. But overall, I mean, it turned to be one of my favorites of the year. I thought that they did such a good job of showing the injustice and how when you have a small town in America, it really has its own laws, it's on its own governing track. Like though America is big, a small town is still small, and you can still have that same bad feelings all the way through, and they really highlighted that. And you made you care about a character you didn't know what you were going to give it to when you got Terry Richmond. You didn't know what he was at all. But then they kind of, when they look him up, they Googled him, found out what was going on. I thought that was really cool, and the town knew what they were doing, and so many people were a part of it and stayed silent. And seeing how many people went through and just didn't say anything. It took someone to stand up to really fight this injustice. I thought that was another cool thing again, because it tells you once again it's your responsibility to fight injustice. And I like the way he went about it, but he was the right one to do it. and the wrong one from them to try to take money from. So
Yeah.
overall, I mean, it was just a good story, and that's what you really want: a good story that has a lot of action, a lot of violence, and at the end of the day, the small town guys come up uppins. So yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah. This one, I mean, it starts off with just like super racist cops, this and that. I'm like, oh, this is gonna get crazy. And then everything it went through, because at first I'm like, oh, it's just gonna be like racist cops, and then a racist like hick town or some shit like that. And it wound up being so much more than just the racism. It's like the corruption and how it was, like you said, it was involved with everybody. Even the good guy judge was still
Part
involved.
of it.
Part of it. Even he was trying to do some things, so he wouldn't like be horrible, but still he was still part of it. And yeah, it was just how everything unfolded, was really like kind of super wild with it all, and even like when the chief Don Johnson's character, when he realized, he goes, okay, like he's getting too much. He's a wrench that could be thrown in our gears, and we don't want to deal with it. So he's like, here's your money, here's your truck, here's your cousin, like get the F out of here. You know what I mean? But then he got
Imagine would have gave him his cousin, and none of this would have happened.
game over. Yeah. And you know what? Even this movie had a nice, not a big twist, but a little twist. There was a inside help. And as soon as they said who the inside help was, I was like, oh, okay. Because like obviously Terry, Aaron, amazing. Me and Brian were going back and forth about like this guy. He's gonna be Mufasa, coming up, so he's gonna have a really good year this year. You know what I mean? People are gonna know his name. Right. In this movie, there's only 2 black characters.
Yep.
It's Terry, and then I can't remember what's her name, but another police officer that works for the corrupt village. So as soon as they said there's an inside person, you're like, oh, it's her, and then you get a nice little twist of who's I forgot what they called the insider person, what like code name they have for her. But yeah.
Officer,
So
I mean, it was Zane that played her, but yeah, yeah, but yeah, you knew it was only one other black person. You were like, oh, come on. And then, then
I was like,
she helped him out later. You saw her like he was like, yeah, I'm going to drive him out of town. We got this. Like she did a lot of stuff like during the whole movie. So I thought that was funny.
Yeah. So I thought she was like a good character because like she was a cop, but then they they made the lynching comment when he was fake being arrested, and then she like stood up for him, and she's like, oh, I didn't do that for you, I did that for me. I was like, oh, so obviously
she knows,
she knows, and this is not like, oh, a one-time thing, like so, but yeah, I all the little parts, and there's a lot of there's people in this movie I'm like, oh, he's from there, he's from here, I've seen him before. There's a lot of people in this movie that you're like, oh shit, I've seen before. All right, yeah. What didn't you like about it? I feel like I was kind of going on because I really enjoyed this movie. What didn't you like about it, Brand Man?
I'm sure those 2 deputies or the 2 police officers at the beginning, the 2 bearded guys, I'm sure they're very nice people in real life. But I don't like them.
Well, what's his name? David Denman. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure they're very nice people in real life. They just had me wanting to reach through the screen, but that was the point of it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think the end could have had a little bit more. I would have I guess again, this kind of fits with what Jeremy Saulnier usually does with the way that he paces his movies, and furthermore the way that he ends his movies.
Mm.
Which on one hand I kind of appreciate. I think some of the characters were some of the antagonists were pissing me off that much that I wanted to make sure that they got their comeuppance.
Mhm.
So I think that was my only thing. Uh, it could have been like a little bit shorter, but even the runtime didn't like some stuff here and there could have been trimmed. But
Yeah,
again, even that didn't really bother me too much. But those are really the only two that come to mind.
yeah. Okay. Then real quick, we got a new person in here. QT1 says PCR. The town was broke, which led to corruption. I did see one other black person in the scene when
Yep.
everyone came into the station in the beginning. Okay. Okay.
He said he was the foreman.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. When you told him to take a lunch.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us, QT1. But, okay. What about you, Brian? What didn't you like about it?
There's nothing about the movie part that I didn't like about it. I thought that it was done really well. I didn't like the idea, but with his cousin having that, having to deal with all this stuff. I didn't like the process of having to deal with all this stuff, and I thought that was frustrating for me, but made me even enjoy the movie more because I was invested. I felt what was going on, so it brought me in even more. So I mean, I would take this negative and make it into a positive. It really got me drawn into the movie, um, because of all the stuff that happens, because of the corruption that happens, and you have a racial element of it, right? But it's not just racial; they were doing it to everybody, anyone who was young that had some money that for 90 days they could do these things, and but they knew who to take advantage of. And seeing that, knowing that a lot of policies are made that way and are legalized because they could take advantage of people, made me frustrated. But that's not negative for the show or the movie. It's really more positive because they're highlighting that aspect.
Mm-hmm. Like that's what the movie wanted you to feel, So it
Exactly.
did what it was supposed to do. It's just
I didn't like it.
you don't like that feeling, which I get, because I mean, watching it the whole time, you're just like you want these guys to like get their
Need
upcomings,
to
like
pay.
Brandman said, it's like I'm like, all right, Terry, rip his fucking head off, just rip it off, it'll be cool. And so many times I'm like, oh, break his arm, I want to see it break, but he never
But
he
he
always
was not
withheld.
superhero. That's
No.
one thing I really liked, the fact that he wasn't John Wick. He
Yeah.
wasn't Denzel walking out there. No, this was more like this is what happens if you're in this situation and you happen to have a
Yeah.
little more skill.
Yeah.
You're not going to just go run right, roughshod on everybody. You're not going to be able to do those things.
Mhm.
You're going to have to still fight. It's still going to be difficult. It's not going to be this simple, I'm going to kill everybody thing. You can't.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. But also I think he was also a man of like integrity, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
he never did anything to kill somebody on purpose, you know what I mean? Like he
Mm-hmm.
he
Mhm.
could have broken some arms easily. Easily broken some arms. And I don't think he ever did, or at least they never made it to like a
Even when he
John
had a
Wick where
gun,
like
he used
you
the bing bags.
yeah,
Yeah.
used the bean bags. Anytime he had a gun in his hand, it was like the first thing he did with a gun was just rip it apart. Like boom, bullets, this off, boom, boom, boom. Everything is like he just ripped the gun apart. Which I thought was like super cool. So but yeah, but the combat was pretty good. But for me, the only one negative I had, which was as he got kicked out of the town, or not kicked out of the town, yeah, as he was told to leave, right? And like, don't come back. Why did Summer drive him? Uh, Why? It was like why are you putting a target on your back? Like you were hiding, talking to him at the courthouse because stuff can go down. Why? Like, I get, like, you want to help them, but also, like, if you are worried, like, you can't leave this town because you need this and you need that, and this person helped you, and and the judge and blah 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 or whatever, like, and your kids here. Why have the cops watch you drive this guy who they're all afraid of out of town? You know what I mean? That was my only thing. Is like, and even Terry, I feel like is smart enough where like, no, I'm not letting you drive me, because now guess who they're gonna go after next? You know. So that's my only kind of thing where I was like, wait, like all these characters are smart. They've proven they're smart. Why are they doing this dumb thing?
Mm.
That was my only thing.
Because that was the only way to really create a connection between and Summer, because they really didn't have a much of a connection, because Terry was like, I don't give crap about anybody, but that was the way to have that connection. That was the only reason that they did that.
Yeah, they did it for the movie, but it didn't make sense
in real
character
life.
wise.
Who the hell would do that?
Let's finish this one with a now, later, never. Now means you gotta go check it out now. Later means watch it whenever you got a chance, and never means just skip it. Brandman, what you giving it?
I could give this one a now, just because I liked that it was a nice kind of deviation from the typical standard action movie. It was a little more poignant, and I liked the setting. We don't really see a whole lot of like action movies, especially nowadays, that take place in like a small rural like bumfuck town, which was cool. I thought it was a really star-making turn from Aaron Pierre. We've seen him pop up here and there, but I'm really hoping this really like puts him on the map. So I'm kind of happy to an extent that John Boyega backed out as much as I like him too. I like the acting all around the table. It's one that really gets you emotionally invested. At least I was emotionally invested. So I could and I'm really appreciating more from Jeremy Saulnier, the more that he comes out with. He kind of makes some like thinking man's movies, I think. So yeah, I could give this a now.
Okay. What are you, Brian?
I'm giving it What Took You So Long.
I know. It's like I told you last week to watch it.
Guys, I've been saying it for weeks.
Yep.
Check out Rebel Ridge. This is a super now. It was the now back then, so now it says you should have done it already.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I'm telling you, you're going to overall. It's a very well written, very well acted movie, and I think that it was a good time. And Netflix is doing some quality content, and I'm enjoying some of the things that they're doing, and I thought it was smart. It was smart to talk about these small towns, and the things that could happen out there, especially when you have an elected sheriff that really runs the town and is the law. So I thought that was just a very nice insight into that type of thing, and I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, and I'm giving it now too. Yeah, this thing had me from the first scene to the end. I was glued to my phone watching it. It was so good. And like you said, it has everything. The action is on point. The emotional feelings you have towards everybody and everything, you really get emotional at times, like angry. A lot of usually what the emotion is. You get very angry at times. But I heard somebody say this is a modern version of a Black Rambo, and I think that's a pretty spot on like comparison. Rambo was very over the top, obviously, so that's why this is a little more modern. It's not as crazy, but still the same thing. Like soldier guy gets screwed over by the government, kind of thing. But yeah, it is a great movie. Highly recommend it. But yeah, those are our thoughts for Rebel Ridge. Leave a comment down below if you're watching on the replay. Let us know what you think about it. If you like it, if you hate it, any thoughts, any parts that you really enjoyed or maybe got you really upset, leave a comment. Let us know. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button too. We appreciate you guys coming in and checking us out. And if you are watching live, stick around because we're going to bring in your comments and talk about this one a little bit more.